There are 259 school districts in Colorado, yet Aurora Public Schools always manage to stand out. The district prides itself through its diversity, various amounts of programs, and dedication to educate and empower the future. To many, this district was ideal. Not many flaws, but at the same time nothing extraordinary. So it makes sense for them to pass through their education without a second thought. However, during the last 10 years, the district has faced a significant growth in student enrollment, causing APS to reshape its budget throughout the years. Through reductions in central office expenditures, APS worked to keep their budget cuts away from school and classrooms. But for the 2017-18 school year, they are forced to play their hand, with a $31 million budget reduction. This number comes with outrage from the supporters of the district. Some bring into question the millions raised from bonds or the money earned from marijuana tax. During an open house, Superintendent Rico Munn cleared up that these forms of income are used for construction, rather than towards people.
One of the things that often people don't recognize or understand is that bond dollars support capital construction, meaning they pay for bricks and mortar. Bond dollars may not be used for the most part to pay for programs or people. The second thing we often hear questions about is, what about all that marijuana money? Isn't that funding schools? And there's a certain level of misconception about marijuana dollars. Roughly speaking, the revenue from marijuana that comes to education each year is about $40 million. And that all goes to one particular program called the BEST program, which are dollars that are used also for capital construction. And now also think about the fact that there are 178 school districts in the state who arguably have a share of that $40 million, and it doesn't go all that far.
Well, I haven't been following it well enough, so tonight was helpful for me to learn what all the issues are, what the numbers are, and so I'm leaving with more questions than I came with, which I think is good. So I'm really worried. I want to get more involved and find out what I can do.
I'm livid because I feel like every question that was asked was slyly curveballed, and I went to go ask personal questions, and I feel like they were not fully answered to the correct extent. All he kept saying was, it's not going to be affected as badly as we think, and yeah.
And I'm really concerned about student-teacher ratio in the classroom. I have another daughter. I have one daughter here who's a junior. I have a daughter in 8th grade. I'm worried about her coming here. And I want to make sure we preserve arts and extracurricular activities, which I really value. And teachers seem upset, which is concerning.
Considering I have 1 year left and this is being used for us this next year, I am really worried because I'm afraid a lot of boards like to go after the art programs, and art helps people express themselves. It helps people sing and dance and laugh and create families and bonds. So yes, I am very worried.
Every single one of these plans leaves no room for teachers to be saved. And I'm just so angry at the fact that no matter what I say and no matter what I do, and tell our superintendent that I'm packed in a classroom full of 40 kids. My AP Lang class last year was 40 kids. And that's before teacher cuts. It's infuriating that no matter what we say, no matter how hard we fight, it seems as though all of these plans include teacher cuts that honestly is not going to better the classroom.
On the APS website, the district proposed 4 possible scenarios of how to handle the budget with a build your own option. While there's no clear better option, as each has their own faults, each has its own individual impact on everyone. Many people, ranging from teachers, students, and parents, have a negative response towards these options.
I don't see a way where this ends well for our kids. I see tons of opportunities gone. I see tons of chances to find passions and to find a possible future gone, and that really scares me.
Yeah, I am, and especially because she's involved in leadership, she's involved in theater, and those are such an important part of your experience and your education, and I want to make sure those programs are protected. I don't think they are called extracurricular, but I don't think they're extra. I think they're an important part of education. I want to make sure that we fight to keep those.
I think there's a lot of things that could go wrong, and I'm fearful that it that our athletic budget is, I think it's 0.01% of the entire budget, and they're talking about cutting middle school athletics. I think that's wrong. Yeah, it's terrible.
Something else that my friend and I were talking about as we were looking through these plans is the getting rid of our middle school sports, getting rid of these IB programs. And I know that for Hinckley and Gateway, that is one of their main attractions to their schools is their IB programs. Why are we going to get rid of these programs that help draw students and help us get more funding? It's only going to draw students away, and it's only going to defer our budget and or lower our budget, and these cuts are going to continue to happen.
Scenario 2 on the APS website proposed the elimination of elementary and middle school sports. Being that many of Rangeview athletes participated in middle school sports, this action would have a definite impact on Rangeview sports.
I think that it would kill a lot of sport programs. And I think that we would see the effects of it not just this next year, but 10, 15 years down the road. I think that it's one of those things that it almost is, you won't be able to recover from it, not for a while, just because you're going to have that culture built in of not doing middle school athletics and not getting introduced to those types of games and teamwork and all the other things that go along with being a high school athlete. I think all of those things get lost, and then it becomes dependent upon the club coach. If kids choose to go join a club, and not say that there's not good club coaches out there, but I think it's it's no longer co-curricular. I hope none of our sports would be directly impacted, but I could probably see the impact of budgetary items.
All scenarios presented by APS mention some form of program cuts due to the budget. Despite all these issues inside the district, the current political climate only adds fuel to the fire. A reasonable amount of APS students are immigrants or refugees, and this heated era of politics draws families to leave the country. The loss of students in the state means the loss of $7,500 per student, which only worsens the budget.
Well, she's actually supposed to go to another school, and we were hoping to open enroll her here. So I'm worried, is this problem district-wide? Are other schools like Gateway and Hinckley better off than Rangeview? So I have some homework to do. Yeah, I'm worried enough that I would keep her from coming here if it's that bad. If you're going to have 40 kids in a classroom next year, that seems really unhealthy and unproductive. And I think that's my primary concern.
While many see the budget situation as a tragedy that will impact the education of the next few generations, it is important to acknowledge the unification of the district. It is detrimental in times like these that the community needs to come forth and cooperate for a better future.
I just hope that together as a student body, we can come together, but we need to come together as a community. This is not just something that affects Rangeview, it's something that affects our little brothers and sisters as well, something that could affect our moms and dads if they're employed by APS. We need to come together as a community.